Tup Island hid more than one secret. It was an amazing life, and most of all the Tupa people loved the dragon races, where, riding on dragons, you had to throw sheep into nets. They launched a black sheep that gave 5 points. And Astrid on the Stormwind caught her and defeated her, despite the fact that Schmarkak and Rybanig tried in every way to help Tverdiech, because they liked her. At that time, Hiccup and Toothless were exploring the world around them, because with the appearance of dragons in their lives, the world became bigger and more interesting. The Viking tried new tricks with his dragon, including being able to fly himself with special wings. They landed on a new island. Hiccup drew it on a map and together with Toothless named it Itchy. Astrid flew in with Buravika. Hiccup said that he ran away from the island in the morning because Stoick, his father, started saying again that his son should become the new leader. Stoick had designated Hiccup as his heir, but that was not his dream and had never been his dream. They saw smoke very far away and flew there. There was a huge block of ice, a frozen fortress. Buravika was once shot with a net. She fell. There were other people there who said that the Night Fury was great too, because Drago the Blood Eater and his army of dragons had never had anything like it before. Those people introduced themselves as dragon hunters. The chief of them, Eret, was told that some dragon shot ice and did it from their block fortress. A fight started. Tempest was freed. Astrid and Hiccup returned to Two Island, wondering what to do next. The boy tried to tell his father about the find, but he did not listen at first, saying that Hiccup should learn to be a leader. However, despite this, he reported that those hunters are gathering an army of dragons and their leader is Drago Bloodthirsty. Stoick recognized Drago and ordered to herd the dragons in the stables and increase the security of Tupu, and he also forbade the Vikings to leave the island. Hiccup was determined, so he managed to escape with Astrid. They landed on the hunter's ship and surrendered voluntarily, saying that he wanted to convince Drago the Blood Eater that dragons can be tamed and live with them in peace and harmony, because a loyal dragon could even sacrifice his life for a man. Suddenly, Hiccup was picked up. They were Tverdiech, Bertiuk, and Schmarkliak. Hiccup broke free and returned to the ship. Stoick appeared there together with Patyak. The leader, in order to change his son's opinion, told the truth that not so long ago the Tupa people gathered to find a solution to protect the island from dragons. Then a foreigner entered the room. He spoke softly, was unarmed, covered in scars and a dragon skin cape. The man said that he was Drago the Bloodthirster, a man of the people who sought to save humanity from the attacks of those creatures. He claimed that only he had the power to control the dragons, and in return the dumplings had to accept that he was in power. People just laughed. Drago left, shouting that he would see what they could do without him. At the same second, the roof was set on fire by dragons encased in armor, incinerating everything around. Stoick was the only survivor then. Hiccup still flew to convince Drago. The boy was angry because his father did not want to listen to him. Toothless growled and Hiccup thought it was his father following him again, but it was another masked man riding his huge dragon. Hiccup was kidnapped, and Toothless fell into the water. A whole flock of dragons flew inside a large block of ice. Hiccup was scared because he had to go back for Toothless because he couldn't fly on his own. With the help of fire, the boy tried to distract the attention of the dragons and tame them. Suddenly that person in the mask appeared. She tapped her staff and another dragon brought Toothless. This person tamed the dragon and then took off his mask. It was a woman with red hair. His mother is Valka. At that time, Patyak and Stoick were looking for Hiccup. Valka led her son inside the block, a sort of nest where dragon life flourished. The mother tried to learn more about Tup Island, and then told about what happened the day she disappeared. Valka's views were different. She believed that dragons should not be killed, because they were also alive and attacks only made people worse. When the creatures attacked their house, she ran to the house, where she was already going to save little Hiccup, but they saw evidence of what she firmly believed. The dragon did not attack Hiccup, but played with him. The child only laughed. Valka flew away with that dragon. The mother told about the fact that an alpha male lives here, who built this ice shelter for dragons with his breath. Everyone lives under the leadership of the alpha male, except for the smallest, because they do not obey anyone. Astrid began to worry about the fact that there was no news from Stoick and Hiccup. She had to sneeze at the leader's order, so she and Tvrdiuk, Bertyuk, Schmarkliak, and Fishleg flew to look for them. Astrid kidnapped Eret because they wanted to find Drago. Hiccup told his mother everything he knew, and so did she in turn. She understood him like no one else. Hiccup demonstrated how to fly with his equipment. Toothless saved him again when he almost crashed into a rock. Valka knew many secrets and secrets of dragons. Toothless was found with a double comb that was supposed to help him turn better. Astrid, Tvrdiuk, Bertyuk, Schmarkliak, Rybanig arrived at Drago's lair. They were captured by Drago through Eret. He started shouting at the dragon, and the dragon obeyed. The hunters were going to attack the dragon cube and then destroy Top Island. Stoick approached Hiccup. He saw Valka. He was shocked. The family was reunited. At the time, Eret only pretended to fight against them, but in reality he betrayed the hunters, because the moment Stormwind saved him, it changed his world. Stoick and Valka started cooking and then started dancing, remembering their wedding song. Stoick begged her to come home and be his wife like before. Suddenly they noticed how the dragons began to run away. Valka saw dozens of Drago Blood-Eater hunter ships appear around the island. It remained to save the dragons. Astrid, Stubborn, Schmarkliak, Fishleg on their dragons, together with Eret began to fight. Hiccup also joined them on the Night Fury. Astrid asked where it was worn, and he only answered that he was getting to know his mother. The alpha male of the lair climbed out to protect his dragons. But at the same second, Drago called out to his alpha male. The battle began. Stoick fought against the Blood-Eater himself, protecting Valka. The alpha male Drago defeated and conquered all the dragons. Hiccup landed in front of the so-called overlord. Drago began to talk about how long ago dragons killed his settlement, his family. The Blood-Eater began to shout and wave his staff, saying that all creatures obey the alpha male's commands, and the human who rules the alpha rules all the dragons. Alpha ordered Toothless to kill Hiccup. Stoick jumped in front of his son to protect him. Toothless regained consciousness for a few seconds from the male's action, but Hiccup chased him away, being angry. Drago saddled Toothless, bending him to his will. Stoick's funeral began, escorting him to Valhalla, burning the ship. Hiccup was supposed to become the leader, but he was afraid. He did not see himself in this role. He was afraid that he would not be able to become as good a leader as his father. Vok's mother said he had the heart of a chief and the soul of a dragon. Hiccup was determined to get back at the smallest dragons, because they didn't obey anyone, including the alpha. Let others be a little skeptical, but still, there was no choice. The plan was to get to the island, get Bezuk back, and eventually fly over, because those little bastards were just awful. Drago and his army arrived at Tupu, and Hiccup and his friends also flew in and started trying to distract the alpha. Hiccup flew up to Toothless, trying to get through to his dragon, telling him that he was innocent and was his best friend. Toothless woke up from the male's action, and Hiccup, in turn, put an eye patch on his dragon to block the alpha's power. The boy flew up to Drago and was about to attack him, but the alpha froze Hiccup. Night Fury managed to protect his master and friend. Toothless began to glow and challenged the alpha, turning all the dragons to his side. Drago did not give up, but it was obvious that he had lost. Hiccup and Toothless won. An alpha protects his own and Toothless has become one. All the dragons bowed before him. All the people rejoiced, because their dragon friends had returned to them. Rybolov, the dragon of the dead Stoick, was handed over to Eretus, because he behaved quite decently during the entire battle. The oldest woman of the tribe put a mark on Hiccup's forehead, which meant that he was now the new chief of Top Island. The dragon races continued in the same way. Such is the island of Top, this is their home. Even though it's battered, it's a home. So they don't have many people, but they have dragons that others could only dream of. And dragons were not just creatures or animals for them, they became friends and family for them. At this point, the story ends. This was a short retelling of this cartoon, and I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and write your comment.